remarked Gary Black, a future fund managing partner and Tesla investor, has made a bold forecast that has the financial community buzzing. According to him, Tesla is about to experience a gigantic 7x growth spurt, which would revolutionize the industry and present an exceptional opportunity for investors. Are you excited to find out more about this exciting prediction and how it might affect the market? Now let's get going. Remain calm, enjoy the show, and remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. According to Gary Black, the price of Tesla shares might rise 7 times. Black is still upbeat in spite of Tesla's issues. Black claims that there is no other way for the price of Tesla stock to rise. Gary Black discussed Ron Barron's forecast that the value of Tesla will reach $4.5 trillion. Ron Barron's prediction that Tesla will reach $4.5 trillion in 10 years is accurate. Black predicts that 20 million cars will be sold at a $50,000 price point with a 30% profit margin. A total of $4.5 trillion is obtained by multiplying $300 billion in operational income by 15 times the operating margin. When Barron first made his estimate in November, he said on CNBC that Tesla's valuation will climb by 570% if it hits the $4.5 trillion barrier. Barron invested in Tesla for the first time in 2014. His $4 billion stake in Tesla represents 4% of the company's value. The investor estimated that the company will be valued at $4.5 trillion in 8 to 10 years, and that in 2025, the value of each share will be between 500 and 600. During the Q3 2024 earnings call, Elon Musk hinted that Tesla would surpass Apple and Saudi Aramco in size. The investor concurred with him. Over $4 trillion have been invested in Tesla. Barron's bullish prediction is based on the assumption that Tesla will continue to grow for 10 years and sell 20 million cars annually. He discussed Tesla CEO Elon Musk's goal to build 20 million vehicles by 2030. If he sold 20 million cars at $50,000 each by 2030, he would have made $300 billion in earnings and $1 trillion in sales. We get $4.5 trillion by multiplying Barron's reported operating profit of $300 billion by 50. The investor draws attention to the fact that the optimistic scenario outweighs Tesla's revenue. Tesla's profitable autonomous car project is left out. Batteries and robots are safe investments, but not robots themselves. It won't be too soon before we see autonomous vehicles. He believes that in the future, robots will be more significant than cars, which is why Tesla is focusing on so many projects at once. Elon Musk neglected to add the human component of the robot when he projected that Tesla's valuation would surpass that of Saudi Aramco and Apple combined. He thinks the robot will lead to an increase in the price of Tesla stock. Ron Barron's and Gary Black's predictions for Tesla were quite similar. Barron predicts that Tesla will be valued at $4.5 trillion by 2030, which is accurate. Even so, we came at that figure on our own. Tesla's electric vehicles are expected to generate $42 per share in stock market value by 2030. It is $1,260 per share if we assume a market capitalization of $30 billion, a P of 30, and a compound annual growth rate of 15 for earnings per share. Price is equivalent to a $4.5 trillion market capitalization. Apart from the apprehensions expressed by the vast majority of Tesla investors, a growing segment of individual investors is worried that Musk's involvement on Twitter could potentially harm the electric vehicle manufacturer. Gary Black is in charge of the 50 million Tesla shares that his company, Future Company LLC, owns. Tesla stock dropped by over 6% in the middle of December before starting to rise again in late January. Over the weekend, Musk was blasted on Twitter for people giving personal pronouns without asking. He attacked the former head of trust and safety at the firm, and he discussed the arrest of Anthony Fauci, a prominent U.S. government medical expert. Warren Buffett claims that in the short run, the market functions like a voting machine, but in the long run, it functions more like a weighing machine. See a long-term improvement in the Tesla brand. Black invited Hiroshi Mizuno, a board member and longtime Tesla investor, along with Elon Musk and Martin Vita, their head of investor relations. Raj Gerber expressed his worry via Twitter to Tesla's board of directors over the person now overseeing day-to-day operations of the company. Tesla is doing well, according to Gerber, even though Musk left to take a CEO position at another business. He stated that Elon Musk's aspirations benefit Tesla and that the business requires a committed CEO. Tesla's stock price fell by 4.31 in December, setting the company up for its worst ever year. But the price of that stock has recovered once more. Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter has left Tesla investors nervous for months. Many encouraged the CEO to back out of the purchase and focus on the electric vehicle manufacturing, even if Tesla stock was down 30%. Following that, investors' concerns about inflation and the recession contributed to the stock price's subsequent drop. Furthermore, Tesla has reduced the speed at which it ships cars ever after Twitter was purchased in late October. The price of Tesla stock fell by 28% in December. On December 13th, Musk stated that while he cannot control macroeconomic trends, Tesla would succeed in the long run. "I'll make sure Tesla shareholders get long-term advantages from Twitter," he stated. The same remarks regarding those plans were made. Elon Musk announced the previous week that he was dissolving shareholders, continues to work on SpaceX and Tesla. Musk, who once led Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, tweeted over the weekend in July stating that, while he was still in charge of Tesla and SpaceX, he was frequently not required because the staff there were so strong. It is anticipated that Tesla would have an EPS of $100 by 2030, a 15% rise in earnings between 2030 and 2035 is consistent with a 30x multiple. In 2030, a price of $3,600 would translate into $1,400 in earnings. Prior to the August decline in the stock price, each share of Tesla was valued $232. This is understandable given that the stock of EB company is currently selling at a price that is comparable to its previous trading range. It was trading above $200 in July, but significantly below $232. Black thinks that since COVID, the firm should buy back portion of its stock because it is undervalued. Black suggested how to spend a portion of Tesla's growing fortune in a letter to the board of directors. According to Bull and institutional investor Gary Black, the company's price-to-earnings ratio is at its lowest point, making this the ideal time for a repurchase. The cash reserves of the corporation have increased. He proposes that when a business buys back its shares, it essentially enters the market as a new buyer of Tesla shares. Black predicts that the board of Tesla will vote to launch a $10 billion share buyback scheme, of which $5 billion will be utilized to instantly purchase Musk's shares. If Twitter were left to its own devices, this would help Musk's finances for the social media platform Twitter, lessen the overhang on Tesla shares, and increase the price of purchasing shares. In any case, this would be a pass for Elon Musk. After 3 years, Black recommended a buyback. Black claimed that the company could easily afford a $10 billion buyback because it has $18.9 billion in cash and $100 billion in free cash that will come from earnings over the next 3 years. He also estimated that capital expenditures for projects like the new gigabit internet connections, Optimus Dojo robot taxis, and other projects could total up to $35 billion. Black outlined his plan in an open letter to the directors of Tesla that received support. The letter continues by expressing his confidence in Tesla's business model, product concepts, offerings, and management. The biggest investment in his future fund is Tesla. This concludes our conversation for now, but since I'm sure you're still interested in more, please hit the like button, subscribe, watch our other videos, and I'll see you on the next one.